All righty. You good? Yep. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Belgard, for having us. As been said, I've had a hardscaping outdoor living business, design build in Lexington, Kentucky for 15 years. I came up in the software industry, have a background in marketing and internet marketing. Crystal is a Google partner. We partnered with Crystal about 3 years ago to help us with our network and our websites and our marketing. 20 years, Crystal, doing this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, been in the industry for about 20 years now.
Yeah, so she's been doing this since she's like 12. You can't tell, no, just kidding. Without further ado, we'll just get into this. Alrighty, so these are just some reasons why do we care about SEO? Why do you care about a website? So even if people you're getting the majority of your business through referrals, you can bet that customer, if their Aunt Betty or whatever says, hey, you should use this company, I have a friend that uses them, they're going to try to research you before they call you. They want to learn about you. So how are they going to do that? 9 times out of 10, they're going to go to your website, Facebook page, or something like that. So that's what we're going to kind of talk about here is how to get found online and what matters. So 90% of online searches occur through Google. So we're going to talk about Google a lot here. The fact of the matter is there's more search engines out there. Less than 10% of people actually use Bing, Yahoo, and those type of things. So Google's pretty much cornered the market with that.
Yeah, they're the king. When you have Safari, it's automatically even Google as well now.
Right. 46% of all Google searches are looking for local information. So we're going to talk about local SEO versus national. For me, I market Lexington, Kentucky. I could care less about picking up a customer finding my website in Chattanooga, Nashville, any place like that. So you want to target people that are looking for your services in your area with that. 61% of mobile searchers are more likely to contact business if they have a mobile-friendly site. So what's the percentage of people that search on a phone versus a laptop? It's pretty high.
Oh yeah, it's over 80% now.
Yeah, so if you're on your phone, and most of you guys are this way, if you search on your phone and you have a website that's 5-10 years old, and that website comes up all jumbled, they're going away from it. They're not going to spend any time on that at all, try to fight through it, because there's other people out there that can do that they can find.
Just to give you an idea, Google completely shut down Best Buy about 3 years ago on Black Friday because their website was not built mobile first. So if your website's not mobile friendly, Google now puts up a DNS that just says it's not secure, it's not mobile friendly, and tells people that they shouldn't even go to your website. And we're seeing that more and more often. 80% of people actually even admit that they judge a business by their website alone before they ever call them or make any kind of interaction with them. It's kind of like your storefront, especially if you don't have a storefront.
Right. So it matters is what we're trying to say for this. These bottom statistics were really, I just picked these up last week, really were eye-opening to me. 92% of searchers will pick a business on the first page of local Google search. So if your website's not on that first page, more importantly, not in the first 3 to 5 results, they're going to go search for something else. They're not going to scroll down, and they're definitely not going to page 2 to try to find your business. So having that response and having your Google My Business and that type of thing up there for customers to find is very, very important for your thing. In fact, this number 6 right again after gets less than 2% of the clicks. So if you're scrolling through and looking at things, when you get to number 6, if they don't find what they want, they're going on. People are impatient nowadays. You know this from your customers. I see it every day. They want it. When you sign a job with them, when can I get it done? They want it tomorrow. They don't want to wait 4 or 5 months. Same thing when they're searching for somebody with that.
Yeah.
So it's
and
a clicker working.
You have to be quick to respond as well, because if you're not answering your lead forms, you're not answering your phone, they're going to the competitor, and because they want it and they want it now. We have everything at our fingertips, and when we make those searches, if we don't get what we want, we just immediately go research again.
So this is an example of what H2O Designs does in our digital marketing. Obviously, we do show it pretty well in our area. All these pictures you see here, you'll see on the screen, they're from our website. So our images on our website are optimized. So how many people go, if they're looking for an outdoor living area, they want to see pictures. They don't want to see results or something like that. So they're going to click over to the images. You probably do the same way. If you're looking for whatever you're looking for, a truck or anything like that, you're going to want to see what that looks like versus just seeing the results first. And I do that a lot. So when they click, and these images are all clickable. You all probably done this in Google before. So that's a direct lead to our website for the customer. They say, oh, I love this outdoor kitchen area. I'm going to click on that, and then we've captured them. When they're on our website, they have our phone number, they have where we work at, that type of stuff we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah, and this is a great time if you all want to get your phones out and make a search for your top service in your area, or you can just search the service alone, and you'll see that Google actually already knows your main home location. Sometimes if you have that turned off, it'll search in this area too, and we'll come back to that in just a little bit in this.
Yeah, so what you're saying, just like patio installer, your local town, Lexington, Kentucky. And we want to see with that, we want you all to do an honest evaluation. And this is hard to do. This is hard. I talk to people all the time. When you look at your website, would you hire your company by looking at your website? If you knew nothing else about yourself, would you hire your company? That's what we're going to talk about. So also, real important, we're going to talk about that as well. Google My Business. It's free. Most of you probably have a Google My Business page.
This is Google My Business. It's also called Google Maps. There's a lot of people that don't understand that, but this is your local SEO.
Yes, so that's free, but just because it's free doesn't mean it's done right. So we're going to talk about the things you need to do on your Google My Business after you sign up for it too in a little bit. And then those are your organic results down below there, and you can notice where the stars are. So when somebody searches for outdoor kitchens design Central Kentucky, my Google My Business is there, and I have 3 of the top 4 results that are showing up. One of those results is a listing page on Outdoor Network Services, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. So that customer really, truly has no option if they want to click on somebody here, but to click on me. So this is just what we want you to Google with that. Look at this while we're talking. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. If you don't find yourself when you search for outdoor kitchen, Central Kentucky, or your area, patios, whatever your core service is, you failed. You didn't show up at all. If you get 1 result, that's good. The customer has a chance to find you.
This is also a great time to think about if you're doing radio or any traditional marketing, magazines, anything like that. A lot of times if people hear something, they remember the service that sparked their interest, but not the brand and the company's name. So then they're going and they're searching outdoor living or whatever it is, and you could be sending a lead directly to your competitor.
How many of y'all have wraps on your truck? Lettering, wraps? So if you're driving down the road, that person has 0 chance really when they're behind you or whatever. They're not going to pick up your phone number, most likely. They're not going to pick up your website. They're going to look at this pretty picture and say, I want that. They're going to get home. They may remember your name and Google your name, but they're definitely going to remember that picture and start looking for other options. So this is where this comes in handy. 2 results really good, 3 more results excellent.
Okay, so we're going to talk about SEO. What is SEO? It's a huge mystery to everyone, so we've broke this down in very simple layman's terms. And 46% of SEO is your website, how it's built, how Google reads it. And so you can see here 12 to 15% is the infrastructure. Is it mobile first? What is the security like on it? How quickly does it load? How old is your domain? The age of your domain really matters because that is a huge portion of where your SEO actually lives at. Even if you get a new website, it's still remaining on the time that you've had that domain. 7 to 10% is on site, so that's technical things you hear about like meta tags, keywords, schema markups, URLs. 18 to 21% is on-site content. So even though you look at a website and it has all these words and you think, good God, nobody's going to read that. Why do I have to write that? Well, the average page to show up on Google is 1,890 words on a page, while only 1 to 3 of those words actually rank to get you found. So for every service you offer, you need to have its own service page built inside of your website. Moving on from the website itself and that portion of SEO, you can see down on the bottom here, 20 to 23% is engagement. So what do the people do when they get there? Are people just bouncing from your website? Does your website not load fast enough? All of those things. Are they filling out a form? Are they calling? All of those things are engagement and are recognized as well. And then you look over on the other side and you'll see the rest of it is made up with offsite. So that's things like your Google My Business, your social media, Your reviews. Reviews also will help you outrank your competitor. If you get bad reviews, answer them, move on, try to take it offline, tell the people to call you. That's okay, it's normal. But you want to have a lot of reviews because that's how Google is also ranking you in your SEO. And then you can also see 2 to 5% is your social metric. So when you make a post, and if you're paying a company to make posts for you, and if they're a meme and people don't even think it's interesting and you're getting 0 engagement, it's pointless and you're wasting your money. But 2 to 5%, it's actually wants people to share, tweet, pin, like, and comment. That's engagement with your social media. If you're posting and not getting any engagement, then it's pointless to do. 18 to 21% is off-site links, and we're going to go into that in a little more detail. Part of that ties us back into the outdoor network services and what Jeff and his company offer and the value of instant SEO that goes along with that.
Right. So this is not something that we just made up. This is real statistics that most reputable website and SEO companies, they go off of this stuff. So just because you have someone build your website doesn't mean they've done all the things they need to do to get you to rank as well. I've seen some of the prettiest websites that I've ever seen in my life, and they just don't show up on Google anywhere. So this is an example of, this is actually a template we made for Belgard, and we'll go into, or not a template, it's a theme, yes. We'll go into why we do themes and why we base our customers' websites off of these themes here in a minute. But things I want you to look at, what we do is points of interaction. You have about 15 seconds to capture that person's attention on your website. And if you think about it, if you're looking for something and you go to a bad website or something that has a bunch of ads and a bunch of crap on it, you don't spend that time there either. If you're looking for something, they're not going to spend time on you. So what we want to do is we want to have a nice video or picture here. Videos are better. They actually get ranked by Google as well. At the top, you'll see street address, where you're located, so they know they're dealing with a local company and not somebody that they're not going to go see or not bother calling. Clickable phone number, very important for mobile. How many times do you look somebody up, restaurant or whatever, and you just click the phone that calls them? Easy, instant gratification. Get a quote to the side. We also do a call us button, and we do a quick contact form. I can tell you, as a matter of fact, when I put a quick contact form on my website versus a big long form that they have to fill out, name, address, phone number, and what service do you want? Real quick. Again, people don't want to waste time. They want to go play golf. They want to go shop. They want to go do whatever they want to do. They don't want to waste time. They just want somebody to call them back so they can get their project done. Having that quick contact form, that is by far my most popular form filled out on my website. If I get 10 leads a day, 7 to 8 of them are that quick contact form. So it's very important to make it easy for the customer to contact you.
Yeah, and you can also add in text messaging and a chat form as well, but you just have to be responsive to those.
Yeah, we do Facebook messaging on our website so they can chat with us, and when they click the chat, it comes through on my Facebook Messenger chat. So I can, last night, I answered a customer. They asked for something. I literally say, hey, get in touch with us, fill out this form, and we'll make it back to you. So you can respond no matter where you're in.
You can also automate it too.
So this is just another example. This is the first scroll down on your website. So if you're looking at a page, we've captured their attention. We showed them a nice pretty picture or video. They like what they see. Now they're going to scroll down and actually see some words and what they're talking about. In this section here, it says what we do. So for each page of our website, and we'll talk about service pages here in a minute, the customer, they searched for outdoor living. They found our website. Immediately they see outdoor living, so they're on a page that they've searched for, so we've captured their attention. And it says where we're at. Again, serving the service area, so serving Lexington and Central Kentucky. So again, the customer immediately knows that you do what they're looking for, you do a good job because you have nice pretty pictures, and you're in their area. You've checked off the 3 boxes. For that customer serious, they will call you and ask you to come quote your job or bid your job with it. Having a website, the homepage, I see tons of websites of contractors, competitors around the country that have a homepage, and that's all they have. One page of the website. Google will search and rank every single page of your website separately. So if you just have one page, you have one opportunity to capture the 8 different services that you actually do. You're trying to cram. It's like when you meet a customer and you throw up on them and tell them everything you do. You're not getting anywhere. So if somebody searches for retaining walls and they land on your homepage and have an outdoor kitchen there, well, they don't want an outdoor kitchen. So they go away. But if they search retaining walls and your retaining wall page shows up on the top of Google, which is what happens, they go to that page and it shows a nice big retaining wall, they're at the right place. So again, you're 15 seconds, you're capturing their attention, you have to make a good first impression with that. So what we do with our design, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, to add in there, that whoever you go with, whoever your web development company is, do they guarantee that they're indexing all of your pages with Google? Because that's something that's really important.
Yes, yeah, there's certain processes. Just building the website, there's web developers and there's SEO experts. And what a lot of people will do is they'll develop a nice website, like I said, but they won't submit it to Google, they won't monitor it, they won't watch it. So it's kind of like, I compare it to having a Ferrari and it's parked in your garage all the time. So if you have a nice Ferrari and it's parked in your garage, everybody that comes over to your house, so if you tell somebody about your website, they go directly to your website, say, hey, come look at my nice car. You have it there. No gas, nothing in it. But if you're driving that Ferrari around the streets, everybody's looking at it and seeing it, and everybody knows you have a Ferrari. Same concept with the website. If you have a nice website and you're not showing up on Google, you have a Ferrari parked in the garage and nobody knows they have it. Yes, sir?
What does it mean when you say indexing websites so we can talk to our developer about it?
You just want to say, you can do the research yourself, like we just did. Google your services in your area and see if you show up, and you can call your website company and say, hey, I'm not showing up for these on this, and they may say, oh, they could say one or two things. Oh, you have to pay an extra $500 a month to get that, which is what a lot of people will do. That's why they sell the SEO services separately. We include it in our packages. Second thing they may say is, oh, we're targeting these keywords, not the keywords you search for, and then you say, okay, I think they'll type. Google searches and indexing is a word matching game. It's a game. Google doesn't tell you, hey, you have to do this, this, and this to get ranked. You can read all day on the internet and everybody's guessing, all the major companies, and that's what we do. We do educated guesses on what people will search for. And one of the biggest things that we do on our onboarding process, we're still going on time, what we do in our onboarding process is very important. In Kentucky, people reference Lexington and Central Kentucky. Okay, that's kind of what they associate. So if they search for a heating and air company, they're typing in that. In Minnesota, I had to learn all this as we started doing people across the country. And we have customers all over the country. In the Minnesota area, it's Twin Cities, Minneapolis. No matter if they're 50, 100 miles away, they still target those words because that's what customers search for when they're searching for things. That floored me because I'm not going to drive 100 miles to do a project, but they actually do it. So, and in New Jersey, they're just different than anybody. They do counties.
Yeah. So people still don't realize that Google knows their location and that it will automatically pull it. So the searches, so I use something called a keyword planner, so I can go into your area and see what searches are being made, how people are searching in your area. And when we do that, we see that people are still searching by that region or that city, and it's different in every location, and we're able to see that data.
Yep. So we're spending a little bit of time on websites, and we're going to get into the rest of this stuff, so don't get bored with the websites. But the reason why we're spending so much time talking about websites is 46% of the algorithm that Google uses is based on your website. Any marketing you do, Facebook, paid ads, whatever you do, you're leading people to your website. So it's a reflection of your company. So it's, in my opinion, it's one of the most important tools that you can have for your business to tell people what you do. So talked about the service pages. So it's very important instead of having a one-page website or have a multi-page website. So you're going to pay more for a multi-page website, obviously, because there's more time and effort that goes into that versus a one-page. But that's one thing you need to look at as well. So this is an example of a bad website. And some of you are looking at this and saying, oh, this isn't bad. They have nice pictures there. They have their gallery. They have their landscaping. But here's why it's bad. It's not responsive. It's an old website. You bring this website up on the screen, and it's just jumbled on the screen. You have to scroll around. There's no location area. If you look at this, you don't know what they do, other than the 859 area code, and you can kind of put it together. And this company, I actually know this company. They do great work. They do phenomenal work in the landscaping and stuff industry. They're a good company. Their website just not telling their story. No way to contact. Clickable. There's a phone number there, but if you go to it on the phone, you can't click it. So how hard is it going to be to call that company if you're trying to flip back to your phone app? Okay, it's 859-223. Shit. What was the last four numbers? How many of y'all have done that? Raise your hand. I do it all the time. I can't remember nothing. No email, no way to contact via email, outdated, etc. So even though this looks nice, it's not engaging. It's not doing what it needs to do, and this customer's getting frustrated and they're going to another website. Here's the quiz, ask yourself. And again, you have to be totally honest with yourself. This is what your customer is seeing. Is your website ugly, hard to navigate, or is it good, responsive, and you can click on it? I mean, that's some real stuff. 80% of clients judge your company based on website appearance. I think you mentioned that earlier. That's very important. So they're going to judge you. That's your first impression. Before you ever pull in the driveway, before they call you, they're going to go to your website and say, does this company do good work? So I've seen, how many pictures have you seen when people send pictures in for you of a job that's done, like it's a nice job that's done, but there's tools laying everywhere, there's dirt, no landscaping.
If you're going to post pictures before and after, you don't need all the in-between. People that are buying your services don't care about the in-between.
And they don't care how hard you work, honestly. They want a hard-working company. But, okay, yes, sir.
Do you really need before pictures?
Yes.
Waste that 50% on something that doesn't look good.
Before and after pictures, there's apps and there's slider apps you've seen where you can slide the before and after and stuff like that. I personally think it helps people in that they can see the before picture and they look in their backyard and it's like, crap, that looks just like my backyard.
It makes it not seem stock if you show a before picture. That's the one thing with it, is it makes it not seem stock. But other than that, you don't have to post a before picture as long as you're showing your work. Google also knows if you're using a lot of stock photo now. Something else great about that the Outdoor Network Services brings to the table is that they've been in your industry. They have tons of pictures. If you don't have them, they can provide them, and Google can't read any of them as stock because they're not sold to Adobe stock or another company that's reselling them. So that's something else to keep in mind, as well as content.
Yeah, so what she's saying there is like, so if you're a new company just getting started, we all were first year in business unless you took the company over or something like that. You don't have any pictures to show people. One thing that Belgard does a great job of, and all you have to do is call them, they'll let you use some of their stock photos of stuff to show some pretty pictures and stuff like that. One thing I caution, and I do this with everybody when I'm onboarding call, show pictures that you can do. Don't show a picture of a 10-foot retaining wall that's 100 feet long if you've never done it, if you're just now learning how to do retaining walls. You can't freaking do it. And that customer's going to call you and expect you to do it. So you're in one or two positions now, and you've all been there. You either call somebody to help you, or you wing it and hope to God it works. Hope you said that from previous class, right? How old's your website? How often do you update your website? So I see a lot of websites, I hear people all the time. I'm guilty of this myself. What we do, we offer an hour or 45 minutes of time. So all you got to do is email us some pictures or send some pictures, and we'll update your website for you. 90% of our customers, probably more than that, never do it. Their pictures are 4 years old, 5 years old. When you look at the work you did 5 years ago, is it representative of what work you're doing now? No, it's not. You get better, you hire better people, you do different designs, you do more trending, so you want to make sure you keep your website updated with that.
Yeah, and something you can add in is an Instagram gallery, so you can use Instagram as your photo gallery, so it's super easy for you to just post it to Instagram, and then that feeds over to your website gallery. And we'll talk more about why Instagram is so important in your all's industry in a minute.
So the rest of these are stuff we've already talked about. Mobile friendly, engaging the clients, is to tell you what you do and where you service, producing leads for you, customers usually email you, can people find your websites. Backlinks. You want to talk about backlinks? You want me to?
You can talk about that.
All right, backlinks. What a backlink is. A backlink is simply a link to your website from another source. It can be another website. It can be your Facebook page. If you post something, we encourage, when we talk about Facebook posting, when you post to Facebook, do you put a link to your page on Facebook? So if I post for an outdoor kitchen, what we do is we post a link, learn more here, and post a link back to our thing. Most people don't click on that, some do, but it gets a backlink from Facebook back to our website. Paid advertising is a great way to get backlinks. A lot of people will do paid advertising and do a landing page. Well, that's fine, but you're not getting any value out of that paid advertising other than just landing on that landing page. So why do you need backlinks? They improve your rankings. Like I said, Google uses that as 26%. Boost your credibility. It helps Google find new pages on your website. It sends referral traffic to your site. Facebook, Outdoor Network Services, Google, My Business, all of those are sources for backlinks. When you're posting, when you're doing things, use backlinks back to your website. It matters. It will help you climb from number 8 on the list, which we all know after number 6 you're not going to get there. up to 3, 4, so that you're competing for that traffic, competing for that customer.
And if you're using Google Analytics in the back end, when you look at where your user traffic is coming from, when you see referral, that's what that means. It was backlinked from someone else's, another website.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time explaining why our network is helpful to your website and where it came from. I came from the pond industry. Just so you know, I started out in software, ended up building a pond because we loved it and stumbled into this whole outdoor living thing with that. But anyway, so we started out in the pond industry. Me and my partner started out helping. We had this idea that if we all worked together and we linked all of our websites together, then we would get better Google rankings locally. So we started off with a group of 10 to 15 of us that said, hey, and I built a couple of their websites, so we would put linking together. Then we got the idea of, okay, what if we have a centralized website where everybody links into and everybody links back out of? What we found with that experiment is as soon as we sign a new pond contractor up, they would automatically go from number 8 or 9 in Google searches up to 5, 6, 4, something like that. So it was kind of like an experimental type deal. So we kept growing that to the point to where we got to the point where we are now. We got out of the pond industry and said, hey, this works for pond builders. There's a really good business here. We can go out and talk to hardscape contractors, landscapers, swimming pool contractors, that type. So we built a network of websites that have like content. So Google really likes it when you link. So if you do a Facebook post about outdoor living and you link to your landscaping page, it doesn't have as much value because the keywords aren't there as linking from outdoor living to outdoor living. Google says, oh, this is a link to another page that has common content. I like this, and checks off the box for you.
Yeah.
Make sense?
And the reason my company and Jeff's company partnered as well is because I've worked with contractors for a long time, but I couldn't give them instant SEO value. So SEO is something that takes time to build. But when you plug in your website that's built right for Google, you have your paid ads, you have all this other stuff in SEO in place where it should be, and then you tie it into the outdoor network services, you're gonna rank like that, like even if it's a brand new website and not a domain you've had forever. So that instant SEO value is what made it a no-brainer for us to partner.
Right. So we have about 150 customers right now. Just to give you a little background, about 50 of those we do not do their website, but we link to their website and they still put links back to us and they get that value. So we don't try to rebuild a website that's already doing good and checks off our boxes. It doesn't make any sense for us. We just want to get that website linked up and up at the top of the search engines. So what we built is we have 7 different websites that all target specific services. So for H2O Designs, I have we build service pages that target those specific services that link back to the website. So remember I told you like content? So I have a page in the Outdoor Living Pros website about outdoor kitchens that links to my outdoor kitchen page on my H2O Designs website. My H2O Designs website links back to that, so we're creating that hey, we're friends here. And what it does is when you saw earlier I searched for outdoor living in Central Kentucky, it boosts my website pages up to the top of the search engine, and also the page that's over here on this website, it brings it up as well. So Google recognizes our websites as very, very high value websites because we have literally thousands of service pages on the network. They're all linked together and they're linking back to all these other customers. So every time we sign up a new customer, it helps every one of our other customers by adding value to that. So again, and we understand budgets, we understand websites, we understand all that stuff. So we have options. But everything we do, you cannot sign up with it. You cannot come to us and say, hey, I want you to do a website with me and I don't want to pay you to be listed on our network. We won't do it. Just because we know we're not helping our other customers by doing that. So, make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next slide. Okay, so paid advertising. There's a lot of buzzwords that wrap around internet marketing, behavioral marketing. I'm going to read through some of these, but they're all just online marketing and they're all paid advertising. And that can be through social media, that can be through Google Ads, but it's still paid marketing or paid advertising. So it can be contextual. You can target someone by what they're reading about. You can target someone by their demographics, where they live, what their age, are they married, what their job title is. keyword retargeting, what they've been on the internet, made a search. You can retarget them based on that. What
Who's done that?
websites? Yeah.
Raise your hand. You search for a tent, and all of a sudden you search for a new truck, and everything you go to has new trucks on it.
Yeah,
How many people have talked about with your wife or talked about something, and all of a sudden that ad shows up? Yep.
Yeah, so that's
It's
audio
creepy.
retargeting. And then we have shopping dynamic product feeds. So whenever you Google, brown boots on the internet and you see all these brown boots that come up, those are all dynamic shopping ads. And then CRM or list targeting. So we can take your current list of 1,000 people and we can find lookalike audiences. So you can either target those people through internet ads, or you can also target a lookalike audience, which is similar to those people where they live at, what they're searching, what they're doing. And all of that just means behavioral in-market targeting, in-market targeting. So there's all these buzzwords, but it's still all the same. We really like to set things up to where it's a little bit of all of this. So it can be very responsive to people, and you can hit all of these different areas to reach more people as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so this just kind of shows you different kinds. So if you see up in the top here where it says ad, this is Pond Contractor, Lexington, Kentucky, and you see ad up here, that's a search engine marketing ad. People also call that PPC and SEM. Or Google search ads, but it's really all the same thing. A lot of companies, if you do any of these ads through traditional media companies like your TV stations, they actually use a third-party company that's going to cost you more per click than if you went to Google Direct. And so everything we do is Google Direct. We're a Google partner.
So one thing that I found important, 5 years ago, I did not believe in paid advertising. I didn't do it. Crystal stayed on me for years to try to get it to do it. But what happened is Google changed things up. Google makes money off of ads, right? So Google said, okay, well, we're going to not, it used to be there's like 1 or 2 ads at the top.
It used to be 3.
It used to be 3, but now when you Google something and there's paid ads there, it pretty much takes up your whole screen. Then Google said, oh, we want to increase my Google My Business too, so now you have 3 or 4 Google My Business. When you search, you pretty much don't get down to the organic till you scroll down with that. So Organic is still important, but adding the Google My Business and the paid ads to that captures the attention at the top of the page with that. And then what the organic does, it helps verify your Google My Business and your paid ads.
Yeah, the more users you have on your website, the more Google's going to give you authority over your competitors. So if you're running paid ads on top of doing good SEO, the paid ads create more users faster. It's like an instant return on your investment. And Google sees that as giving you more authority because you have more people having more engagement on your website than your competitors. And you can also see it doesn't matter what website these ads come up on because they're targeted based on what they've searched already or where they've been, or we know they're your audience, we know they're in your area. We don't care what website they're on after that. We don't care if they're on ESPN or Food Network or Pinterest or Facebook or whatever they're on. None of that matters as long as they're in that in-market audience that we've already been able to determine about them. So this shows it can be an app on their phone, or it can come up in video ads, or it can come up over on the side. There's so many different locations for it. And we don't build ads like display ads anymore to where you get 5,000 different sizes of an ad. We build it in responsive as well so that Google can determine with their algorithm and they put it together. So we upload your logo, a couple of pictures, we put all the headlines, all the descriptions on it, and it overlays it and puts it all together itself so that you have more opportunity on websites based on what their inventory is to be able to deliver those ads for you. Another thing with display ads is you're going to see a lot more impressions and a lot less click-through rate on display ads than you will with search engine marketing. Both of them have a really great return and a conversion rate, but that's just because your ad could be on this page 3 or 4 times, and so it's going to make your click-through rate less on that. Another paid ad is social media targeting. Facebook actually owns Instagram now. We'll talk a little bit more about Instagram, but Instagram is so valuable for contractors because you can hashtag and people use it to follow hashtags. So for me, when I was putting a pool in, I actually followed hashtags that were for pool design because I wanted to get ideas and stuff. So just like Pinterest, and then that appeared in my feed. So even though I didn't follow any pool guys, I was actually following the hashtags so that I could see their work and their design. And that's something that I was talking about before. Those pictures can feed to your website to make you a gallery too. So Facebook is the world's third most visited site in the world. I actually had to take it off my phone recently because it just dings all the time, and it actually took away from the time that I had to work. So I took it off and would put it back on in the evenings or something. But people are spending more time on Facebook, some people, than they're actually working or sleeping these days. The statistics will absolutely blow your mind and make you want to block it if you're a business because you don't want your employees spending their time on it.
Right.
However, that is where people are. So 68% of Americans are using Facebook, 38% use Instagram, and 27% use Snapchat. Snapchat's a much younger audience. It's not something that you all really have to be concerned with right now because your audience just isn't there right now. The household income and things you all are looking for. But people on average are spending 1 to 2 hours per day on Facebook, and that's growing tremendously every day. That statistic is probably a little bit old if you were to Google it. So this just shows kind of how they show up and how they look. More people use Facebook on their phone and Instagram than they do on a computer. It's just boring. It's not as fun on a computer, I think, and it's not, keeping your hands busy. So you can do dynamic ads on there as well, and all the targeting options that we talked about before, you can basically do all of those the same through Facebook and Instagram as well.
Awesome. Yep. I'm guilty of the Facebook thing, and I'm just guilty of it. Sit down. It's like it just numbs your mind. All right, so here we're going to talk about, this is specifically geared towards websites because most people are doing their social media in-house and they're doing my business. So here's some questions to ask yourself if you're thinking about doing your website yourself, which is way cheaper, just to be honest with you, or you're going to hire somebody to do it. So do you have plenty of time on your hands? Do you have time to sit down and do a website? Our average website, when they come out of production, for developers that know what they're doing, is 20 to 30 hours, 40 hours sometimes, depending on what. And that's with us, my team, providing Crystal's team the content. So if you don't have the content, then you're sitting there scratching your head, researching, trying to think of what to say. Oh, did this page sound stupid? Did I come across the way I wanted it to? That type of stuff. So that's not even counting content writing. We do the content writing in-house on our end before we hand it off to Crystal's team. So you're probably looking at 100 hours of development by the time it's all said and done.
Well, it's kind of like if you do your own payroll, like are you calculating your own taxes and sitting in hand doing all that? Do you want to learn that business? Like, I don't want to learn the landscaping business, so you hire a professional.
Right. You're just getting started and have a limited budget. This is probably one of the most legitimate arguments I hear and I'm okay with for websites. Get something out. If you don't have a website, I talked about not doing a one-page website. Get a one-page website up here. If that's all you got, just make sure that one page is really good, and then make plans to grow it over the winter. Make plans to do things with it, to grow things in the future with it. A website is a work in progress, always. My website has about 45 pages on it, maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
I know you charge me a lot to do that. But anyway, so you're going to start off with 4, 5 pages. That's your core businesses. Then you're going to start breaking out, say, oh, I did this project. I want a page dedicated to this project. It's a really cool project. I want people to see that. And keep growing it again. Again, it's an evolving tool. It's not just do it and be done. Are you proficient in writing content, SEO, and website design? Do you know how to do this stuff? A lot of writing content for Google is just what I'm doing here. If you talk to someone about what your services are, turn that into content. Make sure you put your location and make sure the keyword for that page is repeated. But it's not rocket science, but do you have time to do it, and do you have time to do it grammatically correct? I am horrible at writing content. I can write content all day. I know what it is. And then I have somebody that goes back and proofreads it. It's like, why did you use 2 periods here? Why are you capitalizing letters in the middle of the sentence? It's grammatically correct. So you don't want to sit something out there that doesn't look good to people. Okay? When to hire a professional are the exact opposites. So be honest with yourself. Do you have a budget to do this? Do the research. If you don't have the budget right now, do the research. What's this going to cost me? Go out, get the work, bust your tail, reorganize your priorities, and say, okay, for next year, I want to set aside $200 a month to do this. And then the next year, I'm going to pay for a website, so I'm going to set aside another $400 a month. So if you can't do it all right now, do something. When's the best time to plant a tree? Yesterday, right? All right, so we've talked about websites and SEO. We talked about paid ads. Now we're going to talk like online reputation, Google My Business and reviews, which we'll spend some time there, and social media.
So here we're just going to start talking about social media and the things that you need to know about it. A lot of people get really stressed out about social media. What do I post? Is it worth posting? All those sorts of things. And a person isn't going to your social media page to just like you. They like you because either they know you, you've already done work for you, or they want to follow you because they want to see your work. So they don't care if it's St. Patrick's Day. They don't care if it's Valentine's Day. You don't have to make those kind of posts. But post your pictures and post your work, and even if you're only doing it 1 to 3 times per week, that's plenty of time. You don't have to make a post every single day. Your post doesn't have to be perfect. I tell a lot of contractors, buy a yard sign. If you don't know how to put your logo on your picture, that's fine. Buy a yard sign, move that thing around, or buy some like hanging wood sign you can hang up on an outdoor kitchen or something, and take the picture with that in it. And then you don't have to worry about all that other stuff. You can do it yourself right from your phone. It doesn't have to be perfect. At night, do a little research on different types of hashtags, and you can actually post just to Instagram, and Instagram will feed it to your Facebook page when you connect that. And if you Google that, it's super easy to set up all on your own. And so that's my big tip on social media.
Google My Business. So Google My Business is probably, outside of a website or with a website, the single most important thing you're going to do to get found online. It shows up right below paid ads, above your organic. Customers research it. It shows your reviews. And by linking back to your website we talked about, it gives you better organic traffic. So having a Google My Business page is not the same as having a good Google My Business page. Same thing as anything else. You got to put a little time and effort and thought into it.
Google's constantly changing it. They'll let you message it or message through it. People can message you. You can turn that on and off. It will actually now let you put all your service and products directly on it. And then you can have like an about, and it lets you tie all those keywords in there as well, so that you come up in that map listing, which oftentimes will come up before anything else on a mobile device too. So that's really important.
So remember, 80% of people are going to research you online before they call you. They don't want to just call 5 people and have to go through the same process with 5 people. They want to do the research themselves and narrow it down to 1, 2, sometimes 1. If you're good enough, if you've done your good website, you tell your story on your website, you've educated them, they may just call 1 person, and then you've won the ball game. We have several customers a week, a month that call in, and I know the way they're talking, I know the way the conversation's going. They know my process. They know they're going to pay me $250 to show up on site. They know they're going to pay $1,000 for the design. They know what to expect, because on our page we have our process page, and they read through it. Not everybody does it, but some do. Those are my best customers, because they already know what our process is. They've seen our pictures. They've watched our videos. They know that they want to hire us, so my job's easy. All I got to do is go out, get a budget for them. Hey, you want to spend $25,000? You want to spend $250,000? Design the project and hit those numbers, and I don't have to compete with other contractors. I don't have to compete with anything, because they've already sold. They're sold before they ever call me, and that's huge. I don't run around. We probably get, in the springtime, we get 40 to 50 leads a week. There's no way that I can do that. I do between 6 and 8 consultations a week. And of those 6 and 8 consultations, I'm doing another 5 to 6 design meetings at the store. So you figure all of those are at least an hour and a half to 2 hours by the time you drive there and whatever. I mean, obviously you try to put them all together or whatever. So my week is taken up with sales, even though I'm screening them. But there's no way you can do 40. So your website and your online image and your Google My Business and everything has to say, this is what we do, this is why we do it. And you may turn people off. Like, if somebody wants a formal pool and waterfall, they don't call me. I don't get those calls, because my website says we don't do that. We do natural boulders, we do the rockstone look, we do that type of work. Okay, so real quick on Google My Business. Google reviews are crucial. Get your Google reviews. I guarantee you half the people in this room have 5 to 10 reviews. I was one of those people 3 years ago. Been in business for 15 years and had 12 reviews. Didn't care. I was like, I sent them an email, they won't review. I can't make them review. I signed up for a reputation management system. Our reviews went from 12 to 73 in 2 years. We consistently get 20 to 30 reviews a year. And keep in mind, we're doing probably 30 to 40 jobs a year. We're doing larger scale jobs. We're not kicking out everyday jobs with that. So that's pretty good percentage-wise as far as getting reviews and stuff like that. Having your description updated, having all the information so they can read about you, this is crucial. I figured this out on my own, and it works great for me. They have what's called products. It's geared towards what products do you sell, but they let you do it. So what I do is I put my products in, put pictures of products, I put a description in there that's got SEO value, location, everything that I have, and it has pricing on there.
People want to know pricing. That's what they're searching online, is they're searching the cost to do it. And so you don't have to give them the cost, but if you have a starting point, it definitely helps them convert a lot faster than if you don't.
So by this, intuitively, by seeing this customer knows that I'm not going to do an outdoor kitchen for $5,000. My minimum price is $15,000. So that immediately eliminates a phone call that my team has to spend time dealing with. Not that I won't want to sell to that customer. I'll sell them the outdoor kitchen kit. We have pre-made kits and all this. Most of y'all have access to that too for cheaper, but they have to do it themselves. So then you're pre-qualifying your customer before you ever talk to them. I would say you can't do all of these. We used to do Pinterest. We used to do Houzz. We do YouTube now just because of the videos we do. But we only do, as far as actively doing posting, we just do Facebook and Instagram and don't waste our time on the rest of that stuff because you'll kill yourself.
I'm a known digital creator and I don't even have a Twitter account. Nothing on it for me.
Okay, again on your Facebook page, 2 key points I want to make. Have a Facebook business page. If you're trying to post your business pictures on your personal page, that's great. Grandma wants to see them, Aunt Betty wants to see them, they want to see how good you're doing. Have a business page so you can treat it like a business, so you can use it as a business, and you can use your personal page when you go home at night with that part of it. Have your information filled out. Price ranges. Notice I have our price range, I have $4 signs, not 1. Intuitively, they know that we're going to be expensive. That's fine with me. Phone number, website, has our hours. If you don't have a store, put your hours on there too. Do you want somebody calling you at 8 to 9 o'clock at night? No, you don't. You want to be available from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., 5 p.m., whatever you want to do. Now, if it's your customer, you'll probably take that call or whatever, but you don't want to be bugged at home. Garden center, deck patio builder, landscape company tells what we do. You set your categories, and then we have our little about us, our years of hands-on. It just mimics our website. We have the same message on our Google My Business, on our Facebook, and on our website. It's the same consistent message across the board for us. And by the time they see it 2 or 3 times, they know. Anything else?
Just if you don't do anything else, managing your own social media is super, super important to have it updated and to just have some relevant stuff on there. And when we say social media, we're talking about your Google My Business, your Instagram, your Facebook page.
Yep. So I would add too, it's okay if you have a team. I have a team that does all of my social media. They do our marketing, we shoot videos, they do all that for me. I'm blessed to have them because I couldn't do all of this and do everything that I have to do too. But if you're smaller and you're growing and you're not to that point yet, then it's not that hard to post once a week. You don't have to post every day. You don't have to post 3 times a day.
Yeah, and you can also contact your local newspaper, and they'll usually or a magazine that's local to you, and they'll usually have a photographer that's pretty inexpensive that could come out and take, even for as little as $75, take professional pictures of your job after you're done with it.
Yep. I used to do this too 6 or 7 years ago before I realized I was running out of time to do this, and it's okay to do. You see them all the time. Facebook Lives, walkthrough video, you can walk through the project and show it. Every time you complete a project, get it landscaped, if you work with a landscape, whatever, when it's finished and ready to do that, make sure you go back to that project and get pictures. How many of y'all do that? I didn't do it. I didn't do it before. Now I have a team that says, hey Jeff, we've got 4 project showcases scheduled for Tuesday the 8th. You have to free your calendar up. So be your own manager. Tell your wife, your girlfriend, hey, I have to, remind me to go back and do this. Make sure you get your pictures, make sure you get your videos. Make sure you share them on Facebook. Show people what you're doing. Same concept with the website. You know you did this great project. The homeowner knows you did the great project, and probably their neighbors do, but does the world know that you did this great project? That's the only way you're going to let them know that you are capable of doing this stuff is through Facebook and through your website and that type of stuff. In the posting, notice this is a post, grilling season is just around the corner, blah, blah, blah. Link to our website, Outdoor Kitchens and Grill Island, so it's directly linked back to our website. Keywords grill season, linked back to it, and then we hashtag all those crazy hashtags. I don't get all that, but okay, whatever, I don't care. So anyway, LinkedIn, your Instagram account, if you link, let you talk about this. If you link your Instagram account, which way does that work? Because I get confused every time. If you post one place, it'll automatically post the other.
Yeah, so it goes either way once you connect the two, but you need to connect the two in your settings of your, it has to be a business Instagram page. It can't be a personal one.
Again.
And if it is a personal one, they now are doing a beta thing where a lot of people are able to convert those to a business page too.
Okay. Be consistent. You're posting every day, you're posting every week. We do Waterfall Wednesdays. We used to do that. We post a waterfall every Wednesday. Outdoor kitchen, I don't know, whatever. Be consistent with it, and your followers, your people will come back to it and look for it. It sounds crazy and silly, but we see that.
Yeah.
Calls to actions, learn more. Do this. Learn more about our outdoor kitchen areas. Tell them what to do. Click here to learn more about it. Include your location in your posts. Hey, check out this outdoor kitchen we did in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. It puts your local SEO, Facebook posts, and Facebook will get listed by Google. They show up as well. Yeah. So everything you do online can get picked up. Go ahead.
And you could go one step further. If your client follows your page, you could actually tag them, and all their friends and neighbors are going to see that. And that's going to give you more credibility, and their friends like, oh, I want to do that too. They used them and liked them. So, yeah.
Planning yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is this by city, neighborhood, street?
Here's how I do it. And here's how I tell all my customers when I'm doing an onboarding call. If you're searching for an HVAC guy, your air conditioner goes out in the area that you're at, what do people call it? Is it Central Kentucky? Is it Lexington, Kentucky? Is it the Oaks? In the Houston area is by far the hardest place we do. They have so many different neighborhoods and names and whatever, but they don't use Houston because it's so freaking huge. I didn't know this. I've never been to Houston. Customer told me he can be on one side. Some of y'all probably know this. It takes 4 hours to get around the loop of Houston. 4 hours. You're not going to do a job over here on this side of Houston if it takes you 2.5 hours to get there. That's not where your target is. So they use neighborhoods. So to answer your question is, know what the slang is, what the terminology is for your area. Is it Twin
Cities?
Cities?
Never put your client's address.
Yeah, don't never put your client's address out there.
Like
Never, because people will show up. I've heard of people doing that. Plan ahead in slow periods. So wintertime, Sunday afternoons, weekends, whatever, you can go ahead and plan out a month's a post and schedule them where they automatically kick out for you. So if it's snow on the ground, you're sitting there wondering what to do, be productive. Type a couple of posts up. You can always go back and edit them. What I used to do is I would type ideas. I would have like 15 ideas for posts I wanted. Then I'd go back and kind of write on those. And then when it was time, like say one of them was, we do a lot of spring cleanouts for ponds. Well, spring cleanout season can start March 1st like we did this year where it's 75 degrees, or it can be April 15th because we had a whole month of snow in Kentucky in March. So you can't really schedule in advance, but I had the post written, and all I had to do is go in when we got busy. This was back when I was actually working, doing everything, which I missed those days. You can go in, click the button that morning, say, hey, I want to post this today at 10 a.m., go out the door, do your day, and all of a sudden it looks like you have an automated message come up and triggering people.
And you can repurpose that content. Just because you posted a job and a couple of pictures of it, don't post every picture, don't post every angle. Repurpose that because different people are going to see it at different times. So even if you did the job last June, post it again now. There's nothing wrong with that. It's going to be a completely different audience that might see it.
Being listed on different things. I'm going to let you talk about this because you know more about this.
Yeah.
You're not just listed on Google. You're listed in your business can be listed in 70 different places. Go.
It's just more visibility to get your listings on yellow pages and all of these different things. It just helps with your SEO value as well. That's really all there is to say about it.
Yeah. So you cannot do that. You physically do that yourself. You can. You cannot do it. There's online tools and
I can't do it myself.
Yeah. There's tools you can use. There's services that we offer to do it for you for really a minimal cost when you think about that. And especially if you have a store, your hours change. Our hours change every fall, winter, and spring. And you go in, basically we go in, type it in one place, and it spits it out everywhere and updates everything for you. So look into those services, talk to us about it, whatever. All right, how to get started. Next, free online marketing review. We offer that. Choose your services, website, listings, SEM. We do have a free listing offer for going on for this show, which will get you listed on our network It will not get your phone number or email link, so you don't get that value, but it is free. If you scan the QR code on there and you go to fill out the form, just again, put in the description what you want. Or you want some help with your website? Do you want a free listing? Do you want a copy of the seminar? Tell us what you want, and we'll call you back with that intention. We're not going to try to upsell you. We're not freaking DirecTV. We're not going to hound you on everything and try to think. We're going to give you what you want. So don't hesitate to fill that out and let us contact you. And by all means, I think everybody in this room, it's free, should be listed on our network. Because why? It helps me and my customers, and it's going to help you, and you'll see the value in it, and eventually you'll be a customer. So there's some, take a picture if you want to. That's our different website links. We do have a Belgard themed website that we did just for Belgard for anybody that doesn't have a website. The reason why we like the theme approach is we have all the pictures there for you. We do not use the same content on every single website. We use custom website, and that's part of our onboarding process. So don't think you're getting the same website as somebody else, and we are out of time.
And last but not least, if you take anything away, make sure that your website developer, they're indexing all of your pages. You have those service pages, and they also they have a list of references. They have hundreds of websites under them, and they're not working out of their basement, because the last thing you want is to have a website today and a developer gone tomorrow.
And do not give control to your Google My Business to your website company. You can create them as an owner or a manager,
They can be a manager,
but you have to be the primary owner, because I've had too many customers say, I can't get access to my Google My Business, they're holding it hostage, and they will do it.
Yeah. And your domain too. You should own your own domain. That
Yes.
should be yours. You should never let someone else own that.
Yep. You can have somebody else manage it, but don't let them own it.
Yeah.
All right, we're done. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. If you need any more information, we're at the booth all day. We'll be around at the casino night, and enjoy.
Thank you all.
Thanks.